Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dig into a really fundamental Python skill, one that can make the difference between code that works beautifully and code that just doesn't. We're talking about typecasting. It's all about how to take control and tell your code exactly what you mean. You've definitely been there, right? You get some input from a user, say the number 10, but your program sees it as just text, the characters 1 and 0. So you try to add something to it, and boom, error. It's a super common problem, but the good news is the fix is actually pretty simple.
So why does that error even happen? Why is it such a big deal if your code thinks a number is just a word? Well, it all boils down to this one core idea, the problem of mismatched data. Let's break down what that means.
Yeah, think about it like this. You're trying to build a simple calculator. You want to add 5 plus 5, but what if one of those 5s is the number 5 and the other is the text character 5? Python just can't do that. It's like trying to add a number to a word. It just doesn't compute. This mismatch in types is exactly what grinds our code to a halt. To get the right result, you absolutely need the right type of data.
Okay, so if having the right data type is the answer, how do we fix it when it's wrong? This brings us straight to our solution, and it has an official name: typecasting.
Let's be clear about this. Typecasting isn't some accident or a background process. It's something you, the programmer, do on purpose. It's you stepping in and telling Python, hey, I know this looks like a piece of text, but I need you to treat it like a number from now on. You're the one in control, specifying exactly what type you need. And how do you make that happen? Well, Python gives us these awesome, super simple tools to do the job. They're called constructor functions. And the best part is, they're built right into the language. They're always there, ready for you to use. All right, enough with the theory. Let's actually see how these tools work. This is where we get our hands dirty and see how to turn these ideas into code that actually does something. We're going to focus on the big three, the essential casting tools you'll find yourself using all the time. There's int for integers, whole numbers. Then there's float for numbers with decimals. And finally, string for converting things into strings or text. So let's kick things off with int. This is your go-to function anytime you need to make sure you're working with a whole number with absolutely no decimal points. Okay, take a look at this table. If you pass the integer 1 into int, well, you get 1 back, no surprise there. If you give it a string that contains a whole number, like 3, it correctly converts it into the number 3. Perfect. But check out that second example. That's where things get really interesting. And this right here is a super important detail. Did you see how int 2.8 became 2, not 3? That's because the int function doesn't round to the nearest number. It literally just chops off everything after the decimal point. We call this truncation, and it's a classic gotcha for programmers. So just remember, it cuts, it doesn't round. So int is perfect for whole numbers. But what if you actually need those decimals, for prices or measurements? Well, for that, Python gives us our next tool, float. You can really see how float function works its magic here. It can take a whole number, like 1, and just add a decimal, making it 1.0. It can take a string, like 3, and turn it into 3.0. And of course, if you give it a string that already has a decimal, like 4.2, it converts it into a proper floating point number you can do math with. And that brings us to our last core tool, which is probably the most versatile of them all, string. This function's one and only job is to take pretty much anything and turn it into its text representation. And you can see how straightforward it is. The string function takes an integer, like 2, and turns it into the character 2. It takes a float like 3.0 and makes it the text 3.0. This is so incredibly useful when you want to create messages for your users, like printing your final score is and then adding a number to the end of that sentence. So let's just boil this all down into a super simple process you can always follow. 1, figure out what data type you're starting with. Is it text? Is it a number? 2, decide what data type you need it to be for your next step. And 3, just use the right function, int, float, or string, to make it happen. It's really that easy. And that's really the big idea here. Typecasting puts you in the driver's seat. It takes you from being a programmer who just hopes the data is in the right format to one who makes sure it is. You are in command of your data.
So just think about what this unlocks for you. You can now confidently take numbers from users and actually use them in calculations. You can format your output to look clean and professional. You can read data from files and not have to worry about whether it's a number or text. This one little skill really opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So, what's the first thing you're going to build with it?